I feel like it has been like a crazy long time since I've brought you guys a what's for dinner video. Hey guys, Kira here from 50 Shades of Mom, back to share another video with you guys, and today we're doing what's for dinner. So it's been a really long time since I shared one of these videos with you guys, but if you know me, you know that I love cooking in the kitchen. This is truly my passion, so I really love sharing with you guys what creative things I've come up with to share with my family. Now, I don't always have the best success in getting what's for dinner clips because with a teenage boy and 2 young kids, dinner time is always super rowdy here. So I did get some clips that are voiceover and then some clips where I was able to talk to you guys over my food. But nevertheless, I definitely was able to come up with some good dinner suggestions to share with you guys today. And it's taken me so long to get this video out because today I'm collabing with a friend and it just took us a super long time to choreograph our schedules to be able to pull this video out today. But finally, we both have a what's for dinner video to show you guys. So today's video is with my friend Missy from Missy's Manic Moments. I've been watching Missy for quite some time, and one of my favorite things about her is that she's just super down to earth. I literally love and obsessed with watching her Insta stories right now because I love that she chit chats while she's on the way to work. I know so much about her, her job, and all of that, and it makes me feel like I know her and I have a friend. And so I totally look forward to watching her right now on her Instagram, watching her videos, and I know that you guys will love her too. So I will put all of her information in the description box and at the end slate of this video. But like I said, we both have 2 videos for you guys to bring you packed with dinner inspiration. So let me take you down to the counter and show you what I've cooked up this time. Okay guys, so tonight for dinner, we just grilled up some burgers. These are actually the Five Guys burgers that my husband brought home during Thanksgiving when the store shut down and they couldn't save the meat overnight. So these burgers are absolutely delicious. And we put white American cheese on there. I have some red onion and some tomato, as well as some mayo. I love mayo on my burger. I just have a little bit of fries here because I've been picking at them as they were like piping hot out of the air fryer, so I didn't want to do too much. And then this, you guys, is the Mexican street corn. So I absolutely love this. We didn't grill this up because it started to get dark and we were running out of time, so I did boil the corn. But then you put on this mixture, which is so yummy. It's super simple. It's just mayo and sour cream and lime juice, and you mix that all up and then you put that on your corn, and then you sprinkle cotija cheese, cohiga. I'm not exactly sure how to pronounce that, but it's like a Mexican grated Parm cheese. You can do red pepper chili flakes, but I do the chili lime seasoning from Trader Joe's, and then cilantro. It is so super good. It is like my favorite way to eat corn. Like absolutely delicious. I really love it. I haven't had it since the summertime. So this is like a real like craving summertime meal. So that is it, guys. That's what we're having for dinner tonight. Okay guys, so here is what we are having for dinner tonight, and this right here in the bowl is a new recipe that I found on Pinterest, and I actually ended up changing the recipe like crazy because I kind of pinned something by mistake. So I was looking for a kielbasa recipe and I wanted one that had a cheesy rice with it and for it to go in the pressure cooker. So that's what I searched on Pinterest, and this kielbasa cheesy broccoli rice skillet recipe came up, but my brain ignored the skillet because I had searched for pressure cooker recipes. And so when it came time to cook it, I was like, oh no, I do not have time to nurse rice and sausage and all of that on the stove. So what I did is I separated it. And so the brown rice that you see down in there, I still cooked in the pressure cooker because I don't think I'll ever cook rice any other way. So I put the rice in the pressure cooker with water and chicken broth. I had some frozen broccoli, I had some frozen shredded carrots, and I had some frozen zucchini. And so I threw all of that in there and I put it on the brown rice setting. It cooked, and once it was all done and I mixed it through, the broccoli, the carrots, the zucchini, they like dissolved. so you cannot see them in the rice, which is perfect because my family is very picky about veggies, so that was a great way to hide it. And then in the skillet, I did that kielbasa because it's got, look at the crisp that it has on it. I love when it has that. And I did that in a skillet with peppers and onions and garlic in the skillet. And then once they both were done, I just married them together with some cheese, and then I melted some cheese on top. Holy cow, you guys, this is so, so good. And I love taking recipes and kind of breaking them apart for how they'll work for my family and for the ways that I want to cook them, because this is a keeper in my book for sure. And then alongside of it, I'm just doing my last meal prep side salad. So I showed on Instagram how I was doing a bunch of meal prep in my Insta stories. And so I just made eggs, and I had leftover chicken and bacon, and I just put that with spinach. And I'm gonna have that with my last, there's like just a drop in here of my Bolthouse Farms honey mustard yogurt dressing. And that is it, guys. That's what we're having for dinner tonight. Okay guys, so I'm going to do my best to talk over my dishwasher, because this is the reason why I never get good what's for dinner clips, because whenever I'm ready to actually sit and eat a meal, something's going on where I cannot film. So if you hear my dishwasher in the background, I apologize, but it's like really serious getting down and dirty mode, of course, right as I plated my dinner. But anyways, I'm excited to do this dinner clip because this chicken is really, really good. And it's the first time that I've ever made it. So this was something I pinned on Pinterest, and it was called the best oven baked chicken. Do you remember when we did like the best recipe chicken ever recipe? If you guys missed that, I'll link it up above. It was like something that I found on Pinterest that it was called that, and it was awful. So this that says the best oven baked chicken, it is really good. It was just some spices. You rub it down with olive oil on each side and rub the spices in on each side, and then bake it in the oven. And it was so, so good. Like caramelized, delicious, top with fresh parsley, yum, yum. And then I just made homemade red skin and mashed potatoes, and I left some of the red skin in. Oh, I cannot wait to eat that. And then this is the sweet corn by Trader Joe's that I love so much. I'm going to dunk my corn and my mashed potatoes, and yum, 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 I'm going to go eat. So this is what we are having for dinner tonight. Okay guys, so here's what we are having for dinner tonight, and I have to say I don't always make the best choices of plate color when I'm pulling a plate out to plate for dinner, especially when I want to film a what's for dinner clip. I don't really feel like the red plate is doing this particular meal any justice because all of the colors are just kind of meshing together, but this plate of food is dynamite, you guys. So first off, let's just take a look at the density and the thickness of this pork chop. These are the pork chops that I got from BG's. They are just so delicious, but I usually have a fear of pork chops like this because they're so thick. I want to make sure they're thoroughly cooked. I feel like I always overcook them, and then they end up being dry, even as thick as they are. So I made them in the pressure cooker. It just did this pork chop so much justice. When I was cutting it up for the little kids, it was like melting apart as I was cutting. I can't wait to dive into this. The best part is the sauce that it made. Now, I wasn't even supposed to make this particular recipe. I found this on Pinterest, and it's called sour cream pork chops. I was supposed to make the velvet pork chops, but the velvet pork chops are not made in the pressure cooker. They're made right in the saucepan on the stove, and I just feel like these are too thick for that. I just don't feel like I would have thoroughly cooked them if I just braised them on the stove. So this was definitely a better option because, again, that is so tender, and the sauce is dynamite. So dynamite that I poured it all over my noodles. And normally I like buttered noodles, like just buttered noodles, maybe a little Parm cheese, salt and pepper, never really gravy on top of them. That's just my thing. But this gravy is so good. I had to put it over my noodles, and this is not normal noodles, you guys. It's not spaghetti. This is that Spatzel noodle, which is that German noodle that I get from Aldi. So, so good. I did a little bit of butter and salt and pepper on it, and then, like I said, I ladled that gravy over it. Absolutely delicious. And then the cinnamon applesauce. Like, gotta have applesauce with your pork chop, and I can't wait to dive in. It smells so delicious. So this is what we are having for dinner tonight. Okay, you guys, so the rest of this What's for Dinner video is a voiceover. Why? Because as I mentioned to you guys, sometimes I don't even get a What's for Dinner clip because I never get quiet in my house at dinner time. So the rest of this is just clips that I caught while I was able to remove the crazy audio behind me. But I couldn't wait to show you some of these delicious meals because voiceover or not, they are worth showing. So in this clip is the dupe Red Lobster meal that I made. So that is the Parrot Bay pina colada sauce that Red Lobster pairs with their coconut shrimp. I made homemade Red Lobster Cheddar Bay biscuits, and that is homemade coconut shrimp. So I made that entire plate from scratch, and you can't even tell that that didn't come from Red Lobster. It was so darn good, and I found all the recipes on Pinterest. They were super easy. I did pair it with a New England clam chowder soup because that's the meal Paul and I generally get when we go to Red Lobster, but I did not make the soup by myself. I've actually tried to make clam chowder once before and it was an absolute fail. So that is just New England clam chowder out of a can, but it did go excellent with my homemade coconut shrimp recipe. So I definitely will end up bringing that plate to you guys, the sauce, the shrimp, and the biscuit in a Red Lobster copycat meal some other time. But I promise you guys, you want this recipe because this was so good. So next up is the lamb chops, you guys. This was probably one of the best meals that I've had since I got home from New York. I actually brought those lamb chops home with me from New York. I bought them on Long Island and was supposed to make them with my parents, and we just did not have time, and it broke my heart because lamb is like my favorite thing to eat, my favorite meat hands down, and I only get to eat it when I go to Long Island because nobody in my house eats it. But Paul does eat it. So I invited him over for dinner and he said he would come over, and we had lamb chops and loaded mashed potatoes. So I made loaded mashed potatoes and I mixed in some cheddar, and then I topped it with bacon and sour cream, and then that is my mother-in-law's homemade applesauce that she cans for me in jars for me when I see her during the holiday season. She gives me applesauce and fresh jarred tomatoes. So this meal was absolutely delicious. I just seasoned that lamb chop with salt and pepper and onion powder, garlic powder, a little bit of Parm cheese, and some fresh parsley, and I baked it in the oven, and it just, if you like lamb, you guys, you would have loved this meal. It was so good. I totally feel like I could eat that every day of the week. So of course I have to have a good Italian plate in this What's for Dinner, right? And this is my chicken parm and my fresh homemade meat sauce. So I had Madison Pippins come and stay with me for the weekend when we went to the largest Dollar Tree, and I made her my famous chicken parmesan. She told me she had never had chicken parm. That almost blew me away. That's like blasphemy to me. This is something I've been having my whole life, and it is super easy to make. I have a cooking video for both the chicken parm and the meat sauce, so I'll make sure to link them below for you guys in case you want to check them out. But they are, both of those recipes are super easy. So like I said, I made a huge tray of the chicken parm, and then I just made some rigatoni pasta and dressed it with my meat sauce, and then on the side is that cheesy Texas toast from Walmart, and that stuff is only $1, you guys. So if you have not tried it, I highly recommend it because for $1, that stuff is absolutely amazing. So now we are up to breakfast for dinner. So we generally have some kind of breakfast for dinner once a week, if not 2 to 3 times a month. And I try and switch it up each week with something different. And so this week I decided to do breakfast pizza, which has been such a huge hit. I have made so many since then and have froze slices, and Jake just heats them up in the morning and eats them before school. He absolutely loves them. And then I made these Parmesan potato cups. So if you guys want to see a recipe for this, I will do a cooking video for this, but this was just fresh Parmesan hash brown cups that I baked in the oven, and they were so good. They were the perfect side dish to this breakfast pizza. And then of course watermelon. Like, we are a huge watermelon family. We go through a watermelon at least once a week, and this is one of our favorite meals. Breakfast for dinner is always a hit. So now tonight we are up to filet mignon. So this was actually one of the meals that I had made for Daryl's birthday. He really loves steak and he loves filet mignon, and so I bacon wrapped them. I got these filet mignon from Walmart, I believe. Usually they're pretty expensive, but for my husband's birthday I really wasn't sparing any cost, and so I just wrapped them in bacon and baked them in the oven. They came out so amazing. I topped them with sauteed onions and mushrooms, and then I drizzled the balsamic glaze from Trader Joe's on that. Holy cow, absolutely amazing. I did make baked potatoes that night, but some nights I try and skip the carbs if I've eaten something else during the day where I think would not balance out, and I had a bagel that day, so there was no potatoes for me, but I did have a nice side salad, and I love that edamame cashew topper from Brandless. It is so good on top of any salad, and that is just cucumber and tomato and that edamame topper and lettuce and then that balsamic glaze. This meal was bomb. If it wasn't Daryl's birthday, I would swear I was celebrating because it was so good. And last but not least is another steak dinner. I had gotten these amazing steaks from BJ's and I was dying to try them out, and so I made them on the barbecue. They were so good. You don't see a whole bunch of grill lines because I was using Daryl's man grate. I absolutely love his man grate. He's actually shown that in a Food for Dudes that I'll link up above for you guys to see, but he absolutely loves them. It's like grates that sit on the barbecue and it raises it up a little bit higher, so it really gets like a good barbecue heat, but it's not sitting right on the grill top. It cooks things absolutely perfect. So we had these steaks that were so bomb, and then this particular night I did indulge in a baked potato, which I absolutely love, with sour cream, and then I made some stuffing, and then we had already had a house salad. I feel like I do salad more than any other veggie because every one of us love a salad, and I can customize each salad to what everybody loves, and that's usually what we end up having as our veggie, so to say, accompany any meal. Okay, you guys, and that's it for this What's for Dinner video. I hope that you enjoyed, and if you did, make sure to give it a big thumbs up. Now that you're done watching here, make sure to click that link in the description box below and go check out Missy's Manic Moments. I promise you will love her. You guys always say that I'm real, and that's what you love about me, and that's what you will love about her. We have just, once I started watching her, and I started commenting, and I started following her on Instagram, we have just become super good friends. We comment into each other back and forth, direct messaging. She is just super real and a very awesome person, and I think you will truly enjoy her videos. If you guys are coming over from her channel, again, thank you so much for watching. I hope you'll stick around and subscribe and see what else my channel has to offer. For everybody else, guys, you know how much I love you, and I will see you guys all in my next video. Bye, guys.